Hi, my Divinity Money peeps. How are you today? Happy Sunday. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad we're here together. Hi, I'm starting to feel like Mr. Rogers. Like, you know how Mr. Rogers had that, opening line, opening song every time. I'm like, I love Mr. Rogers though. As growing up, like it was fabulous. I love Mr. Rogers. So I'm like, maybe I need to create a whole song for my opening video since I'm pretty, new to this, but I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving doing these lives, and I'm super excited because today it's part 4 of the Divine Ego, part 4. So this will be the last video in the 4-part series, and if you've missed the other 3, you can find them on my Facebook business page, Divine Money Mastery, or you can find them on my YouTube channel, Divine Money Mastery. So yeah, part 4 of the Divine Ego. And this concept that we're going to be talking about is about co-creating our life journey with the divine universe, but also the awareness of how choices and contrast, how we learn and grow from the choices and contrast. Because with our ego and with our head ego, we have been conditioned to look at things and always finding the bad. I mean, generally, well, not always, but looking at the bad side of things rather than looking at the positive things, and then understanding why our journey is. And instead of being ashamed and hiding from our journey and from our life, it's about understanding the experience that we have with our journey and allowing that to support us and to grow and to expand. And how this really affects our money specifically is this: if there is experiences in our life that we're not too thrilled about or that we're ashamed of, it interferes with our financial vibration and in our core being of our own confidence in who we are and what we are creating in this world. So it stops money from flowing to us. It stops new opportunities. It stops new clients. It stops new experiences for us. And this is why it's so important in our financial healing energy and in our financial healing life that we understand these certain experiences, and then we create a new learning understanding and a new learning opportunity or a new learning expansion for us, so that we can grow and go beyond being, the individual that's been shut down and shut up. So first of all, welcome again. My name is Beth Ann McMerrick. I'm the founder and creator of DivineMoneyMastery.com, and I've been an accountant for over 25 years. And so what I do together now is I bring together money and spirituality, and I teach individuals like yourself how to expand your financial consciousness, your spiritual connection with your finances, and bring about a better financial success within your home and your business and for the planet. I mean, that's what I want, is to eradicate the level of poverty that plagues us everywhere. So again, the 4th concept is this co-creating with the universe. And I'm just going to read this section first of all before I talk a little bit about it. And yeah, so this will be cool. So co-created with the universe, my life journey is made up of choices and contrast from which I learn and grow. I am honored to be one of the collective whole. Heart, divine ego, yang, head ego, yin. Goddess card 44. This was the last card in the set of the Divine Money Goddesses. And, this thing about learning and grow by choices and contrast, it's like we can't have the sun without the moon. We can't have the night without the day. We can't have our future without having a past. There's that yin and the yang, the dark and the light. We can't know the truth without first knowing the lie. And that's part of what coming to our own higher self and our own higher knowing of who we are is by understanding the truth of who we are. And the lie has been what has been told to us over and over again through our experiences in life through our organized organizations like schools and governments and churches and religions and different populations have been telling us this lie that we're just these human beings, that we're just here to, make a buck, build a house, have a family, and die. And then hopefully, based on how good we do in our lifetime, will we go off to, heaven. But the truth is where we're at is that we're just bigger divine beings. We're full of light and love, and we have the ability to create on such a different level. But unless we look at our life journey and learn from our life journey, do we understand who we truly are and why we're here? So just for an example, like when my father was passed, my father was by world standards, and he was an evil man. My father was an evil man. He was a child molester. He went to prison for it, and it was just there was a point in my life where I just decided, I don't want to have anything to do with him. And so I went through this whole process with myself of like just disconnecting from him and really just mourned the death of the father that I thought I had. And when I went to visit him when he was dying, he didn't have any consciousness. There wasn't any consciousness around him, but he was still alive. And I was sitting with him and just thought, these are my last moments with my father, whatever. So this experience, and it was a very profound experience. And what happened was I was sitting there on his bedside. I was holding his hand for just a minute. And what happened was this vision of me and my father came to me, and I was transported with my father to this top of a mountain. And at the top of the mountain, my father is standing there, and we're looking down at my father's body, and we were holding hands. And then all of a sudden, my father just took the top of his head, and he just did this unzipping kind of thing, like the Edgar suit. If you've ever saw Men in Black, there's that point in there where he puts on this bodysuit, and he's able to unzip it and take it off, and that's his Edgar suit. And in this experience with my father taking off his human body skin, was this divine light being that showed up there. And all of a sudden, all of these different memories of my childhood started flashing. And I started seeing these moments that my father, that was my true divine light father. That he was there with me, even though I had felt that he was this evil person and this evil man. But there were these moments that showed up in my memory during this vision of him, of the true father, the divine light father that was there for me. And so what that taught me is that what it came down to was, it was as if, because of who my father was on this earth planet and how he showed up on the planet is what has given me so much passion and so much drive to actually do the work that I do. Because my true, beyond the money piece, is to bring peace and happiness into people's lives. And I've seen how money, excuse me, I'm taking a drink. Money has been that one thing that it destroys family, but it's also something that can build a family. When you have more money in your life, excuse me, when you have more money in your life, you're able to get the services and the help that you need. You're able to get support that you need. You're able to build a different life for yourself when you have money in your life. And because we have demonized money so much, that relationship with our money and not allowing ourselves to have money is the thing that has been stopping families from creating the healing in their life that they need. So this is why I chose money as the root piece of what gets to be healed, in order to bring that true healing within our hearts, because money reflects back to us our internal beliefs. It also reflects back some of the destructive patterns that are out there that we unconsciously are focused on. So by studying money and studying our interaction and our relationship money, we can heal a huge part within us, deep within us, that brings more peace into our homes and into our lives and into our just overall experiences within the world. So being able to see that ultimately the conclusion I came up with my father was that he essentially sacrificed his human life to show me my passion, to show me the truth, to open me to my destination, to what I wanted, to my passion, to my focus. And so seeing this contrast of who he was, like there were all of a sudden, like, I'm not condoning anything that he did, and I still don't, there's still parts of me that just still doesn't hold him in a different light, but I just know that there was a small part of him, there was a spark of him that was full of light, that was here with me as a divine being, caring for me as my father, and showing me a way, a line to my passion, and what gave me the fire and the drive to go forward and do the work that I do. So when you are able to go back and look at some of the harder things in your life, or those experiences and those things that have happened in your life that just seem like the darkness, like I call it finding the divinity in the darkness. And that's what I found with my father, was that he was this dark being, but I found some divinity in that brought more peace to my heart, that brought peace to, and an understanding to that experience that I had with him, why he was the way, not necessarily why he was the way he was, but he taught me that of course, first of all, that pattern of, because he was abused as a young child and they were abused. And I mean, it's a pattern that's gone through my family for generations, but it stops, it stopped now. And so understanding and seeing that contrast of who he is on the human side versus who he is on the light side, that brought some peace to my heart and some understanding to my heart, that then allowed me to grow and understand and not stay stuck in this shame of who my father was, and not stay in the shame of my life experiences and the journey that he and I had together. So this is why it's so important, is that, we've all had experiences that have brought pain and hurt to our hearts, and we've had joy. And so we can't know that joy without the hurt. But if you're able to go back and take some of that hurt experiences and just, review it, bring it to your heart. What is it that you learned from it? What is it that it taught you about yourself? How has it actually supported you in your life and in the work that you do, and how you're moving forward in your life, how you do it differently? I raise my kids completely different than the way my parents raised me, but that was because it was very destructive childhood, so it wasn't one that I wanted to continue and pass on. So what is it in your journey, in your life, those painful things in your life that you can shift and learn from, so that you can grow and expand and get out of this belief system, of this mind system, out of the ego, the destructive ego, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you're not capable of doing whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, the divine ego. It's finding that divinity in the darkness. It's finding that you're able to love yourself completely without hesitation and without judging yourself for loving yourself. It's about knowing that you're just as worthy as anybody else, that there is nothing different between any of us, no matter the amount of money that we make, no matter what our background is, no matter what our social standards are in the world right now. We're all equal. Bottom line, we're all equal, and we get to hold each other in that divine space of being a master being, just like we get to hold ourselves in that space of being a master being. So yeah, this one was a little bit deeper. In a concept as far as some information, but it's truly, I know that when you take it in and you take it into your heart and you allow yourself to open up to the new possibilities of what life can really be for you, to allow yourself to be taken out of the box and the norm. You know, we have to question our standard beliefs. We have to question those beliefs that aren't working for us anymore. And when you can release yourself from the bondage of belief systems, of the head ego, of the judgment, of the self-judgment, of the self-condemnations, and the shame that you might carry around your life journey. When you can release yourself from those things, you open yourself up to more growth, to more expansion, to more opportunities, and to more financial success in your life. So yeah, the divine ego. Part 4. So next week, I'm going to be starting the 4-part series for the Divine Feminine. That's the next one that we're going to be starting for February, and I'm super excited about that one. So if you have any questions or comments, please make them below. I would happily review them and respond back with any questions that you might have. And I thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely Sunday, and I can't wait to see you next time. Peace in.